damn it. What's our title?
As of right now, I will share my social security number.
Yes, give it to us now.
5.
That works.
We lost you there,
be one of them in
Brant.
there.
Start over. We lost you.
Lots the other 8 numbers.
The podcast episode live stream.
Mine's
Join
just-
us.
It's just 1.
NOFODcast.
Oh god, I'm signed in YouTube like a dumbass. Oh god. Sucks.
You're in the growing pains.
That's what I get for doing bullshit again. I hate this. Oh, I hate this.
Just chatting. Oh wait, no. There's a podcast category in there. Talk shows and podcasts.
Pot of gold.
Save. And Skype just crashed.
So easy a caveman could do it.
Oh boy. Thank you, Skype, for crashing.
Oh, it crashed.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
helpful.
that's even worse.
Yeah, but our go live notification's still the same thing. I guess, I mean, I'm fine with that, but I wish it would tell me that on
What does it
PC.
say?
Cesar says clothing is required. Our usual go live thing.
I mean, how's that even stay on there forever?
I don't know, it's fine, because it covers everything we do.
Clothing required?
Yeah, I guess so. That counts, right?
There you go. Oh, you bitch bastard.
As soon as I went to take
Yeah,
a picture of
that's
it,
pretty
too.
What happened?
You were stuck on like this.
Go ahead, Brant, do your worst. Not the same?
It's all right. No, it's not the same.
It's like going to the bathroom, I come back to the picture of Master Chief.
Oh god, why is it purple? What the fuck?
I've got work to do after this. I'm putting in PS5 storage.
Finally, you sick bastard.
Oh, you could have. I told you could have done that right
It takes
before
like
the
2
show.
seconds.
Yeah, it's no time at all.
I got an offer I
Put
couldn't
that thing
refuse leading up to the podcast.
Alright.
Interesting.
Less we know, the better. I'll just leave it at that.
Godfather reference.
Yeah.
Storage was not on my mind. Renee.
Storage was not on your mind,
Storage was not on my mind.
so there was no storing of anything.
God dang it.
Memories.
What am I doing here?
Alone in the
2
moonlight.
gigs worth. Gen 4 read-write speeds.
Holy
gosh.
shit, come
I
on.
think that's what it is.
There we go. We finally got in there.
I read up on this brand because I thought it was too good to be true, but they are like co-developed with Sony.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There we go.
the shit's good. And honestly, it's got higher read-write speeds than like some of the
Crazy.
name brands.
Crazy to me.
I typed in Justin TV. It took me to Twitch.tv. Is that right?
Yes,
Is that supposed to happen?
it is. Only the old heads watching the show will get that one. I'm getting Halo. Where are you at, Richard?
You sure it's not Sky TV and it's not showing me a match from Liverpool from 20 years ago?
Bad. Those are bad teams. We're bad again though, so it might as well be the same thing.
Hey, man, you had your time in the sun.
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to get regulated here.
Yeah, you guys are teetering on the edge.
Yeah. Of glory.
Renee wants to get on Halo. Were you playing Halo with Renee?
He maybe saw me on there. I was not. I was playing with 2 randos and 1 fuckstick who was away from the keyboard. So
Gotta love it. Maybe we get
I
around in
booted
after
up.
this since Renee's on. There'll be 4 of us.
I got this PC to try out. So fuck it.
There you go. All right, you ready to hit the ground running?
Maybe.
Let's do it.
Maybe.
We can fly through most of these.
Lie, sir. You say that, and then we're on here for 4 hours. We do that fucking shit every day.
Yeah. I'm not feeling 4. I don't have 4 hours in me. 4 hours of Halo, maybe.
If they were like the matches we had at the
Oh my god, what the
this afternoon.
Yeah, how was it? As they were pulling every body fluid out of my body.
Yeah, Brant will elaborate. We had a glorious finish. I'm pretty sure they killed you at the end and the flag just went flying forward. I think you died. You did not die?
No, I'll have
But
to.
did you die?
I'll have to see if I can send it to you. I died because that dude was sitting there just going to town.
I was watching him. He turned around and looked at me.
Fuck, I'm watching. Jesus Christ.
It's Jason Bourne.
Oh, Final Fantasy 14. I was trying to figure out what the. I'm trying to log in my Twitch account, so it's making me watch somebody. But there's like a lot of weird sound effects in the background, like inappropriately.
All right, Richard. There. Like I said, it saved it at a weird time. So I'm gonna have to go back through and watch it in the theater and get a full good clip.
You going to movie theater to watch it?
Oh yeah.
You getting y'all's asses handed to you?
No.
Perfect.
We won by the skin of our
he
teeth.
sorted you after you put it in there.
It's inappropriate.
And why the teabagging? He did that to me.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?
Dude's going
Like straight balls to
yeah,
chin.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
hardcore balls to chin.
Isn't that?
Yeah, that was a good finish.
I mean,
it doesn't happen often. You have to celebrate the grinding for the GoPro.
GoPro. This base isn't installed.
Never.
I want to turn off the PlayStation 5. Finally,
Quit.
Jesus.
GoPro.
We are 7 away from Twitch affiliation, so
Are we?
we're
just
so
create 7
close.
accounts. Just fucking create 7 accounts. Not being a bitch.
I'm begging and pleading, people.
Bots.
Yeah, just create.
Do we buy the bots?
Just need 7. How much does a bot cost?
SoundCloud money.
Uh,
Renee said he
might
wants
just
to play
create my
after
own bot.
podcast.
It's inappropriate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 243 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. Tonight's news: Naughty Dog has moved on? ? Moved on to Jack and Daxter. Sega Countdown website. That probably could be a question mark too. Quote, your mission, if you choose to accept it, end quote, is finally here. That is definitely a Mission Impossible reference. We finally got Mission Impossible to Nintendo Switch Online. I remember watching screenshots or seeing screenshots of that. Like, this looks pretty good. Xbox Devolver Direct. I think that's developer in there. And we have your late January. An Xbox Devolver Direct would be pretty interesting.
You had me. I was interested.
Cesar was in.
And, yeah. Was Suda51 hosting and Memorial tweeting about it?
He had his interest.
Yeah.
Now he lost his fascination. And we have your late January, early February Game Pass games. The games with gold were also announced. We will not ever be covering those ever again. I'm one of your hosts.
Are we giving up?
Oh my god.
Finally? Or is it over? Is the dream
It
dead?
should be. Speaking of the dream is dead, I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee and Resident Lore Master and Page Master Cesar Concepcion II.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to rebuild this PC the way it was before.
You are coming back together to us, sir. You are the $6 million PC man.
I am not even that much, but it is very pretty with a lot of different colors.
You are stronger. You are faster. You begged us to stop calling you after podcast time had started, so we saw a small glimpse.
Did you see the picture I sent you?
We saw a small glimpse of the PC. It looks great.
Did you get the picture I sent you?
Yeah.
It was right in the crosshairs. I couldn't.
What can I do? What can I do? Decline.
I can't do
You
nothing.
can decline.
I tried to get out of there. I tried. It didn't. It just moved the mouse for me to shoot.
You know, your monitor's not a touchscreen. You can't just natively reach up there and.
Yeah, I got the inferior curved monitor.
No touchscreen.
What? Yeah.
Why are we not the
I'll be
touchscreen
right.
monitors yet? That's like the ultimate iMac
stupid
/
expensive.
iPad crossover, right?
It's stupid fucking expensive. I want the thing where I can just lay in bed and not have to get up and just play games in. So
That like puts the thing over your head, like the face
yeah,
hugger
yeah,
style.
yeah. And I just go up there and I just forget to use the muscles in my legs and never walk again because they deteriorated
It's
so
the plot
bad.
from Avatar, the movie. No, he was wounded.
Or-
Yeah, he was wounded.
Yeah, his was a little bit more drastic. I mean, that whole Avatar movie was just a retelling of Dances with the Wolves, but I'll leave it at that.
Or Fern Gully.
Cesar
Ferngully as well.
just wants to be like Professor X, but with video games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember he had that
Batman.
creepy child person behind him that time? Was that X-Men
Which
2?
one, Professor X?
He was like
Oh.
leading him into that chamber thing. He thought it was somebody else. He thought it was a kid. And it was
I gotta go. It's been a long time since I watched the X-Men
That's-
movie, man.
Yeah, that's been
it's
quite a
good.
while.
Yeah.
That guy's creepy though.
I'll take your word for it.
All right, Naughty Dog has moved on from Crash Bandicoot.
Nintendo
I love how we always get these screenshots of like the Nate and Elena playing the PS1, playing the Crash Bandicoot. This comes from VideoGamesChronicle.com and Tom Ivan. I don't think we've had a Tom Ivan article in some time. Thanks, Tom. Naughty Dog says it's moved on from Uncharted and could do the same with The Last of Us. Studio co-president Neil Druckmann says Sony wouldn't pressure it into making Last of Us Part 3. He says the studio has moved on from the Uncharted series and could do the same with The Last of Us, should it decide not to proceed with a third mainline series entry. This, of course, is coming off the rabid success of The Last of Us series on HBO. The Last of Us series has sold over 37 million copies since its debut in 2013. The majority of those being multiple iterations of The Last of Us remake or remaster. And it's
Soon to be even more. So.
and is currently in the spotlight thanks to the successful launch of an HBO TV adaptation this month. Oh yeah, we're going to hear about crazy sales. Didn't it jump up like 280 something %? Like there's already that stuff out there. Naughty Dog is also developing a standalone Last of Us multiplayer game, which will include its own story and a new cast of characters. I've got Ron Swanson on my feed right now. Despite the franchise's commercial and critical success, Druckmann has claimed that Naughty Dog's parent company Sony wouldn't pressure the company into continuing the story of Ellie and Abby that was told in 2020's Last of Us Part 2. He told BuzzFeed that if the studio can come up with a compelling story for Part 3 and is passionate about the project, it will make it. If not, it might decide to move on from the series like it has chosen to do with its other blockbuster franchise, Uncharted. They did this with, remember Jak and Daxter before they moved on to Uncharted? Like they were pitching all these ideas for a PS3 Jak and Daxter, and like they said nothing ever hit, so they moved on from that project. Nothing was like, this is special enough to continue doing this. For us, quote, for us, Uncharted was insanely successful. Uncharted 4 was one of our best-selling games, and we're able to put our final brushstroke on that story and say we're done, we're moving on. Likewise with Last of Us, it's up to us whether we want to continue it or not. I mean, honestly, if you're Naughty Dog, you kind of have set that precedent and get to decide that with your franchises, right? Like they've literally let them do that with Crash Bandicoot was a license for a certain amount of deals with that Mark Cerny Universal studio. But they successfully moved on from Jak and Daxter. They successfully moved on from Uncharted, I guess, now.
Do we want them to move on from Jak and Daxter?
I mean, I would like them to go back to Jak and Daxter. We would like a new Jak game, right? But that franchise sailed off, and you didn't see that in the new...
I got an empty box for Jak 4 with no game in it.
Never came out. You get Jak Combat Racing instead. We never got Uncharted karting. We were supposed to get an Uncharted karting. We'll get Last of Us karting.
I mean, Brent, you ordered those limited run Jak games, right?
I actually did not.
They send you when you get all of them, including the combat. They send you a concept art for Jak 4.
Oh,
Yeah, they
in a
have
box.
the concept art.
how did it look? Was it like a next generation Jak of sorts?
I have to find it somewhere. I have the box somewhere, but it's just a PS4 case for Jak 4 with what they were going to put in that game and everything from Naughty Dog.
Now, this is kind of interesting because just launched this morning, Sony has like a new live on PS5 ad campaign, and there's a very Uncharted-esque reference in that commercial. Like, all the other games are identifiable, and they literally report on them. Like, it's like they're live on the scene with Spider-Man, they're live on the scene with God of War Ragnarok, and then there's an Uncharted one, and it doesn't have a reporter there. It's just, it looks like the character that it seemed like the baton was being handed to at the end of Uncharted 4. So, have you watched that yet, Brant? That's good. I got chills. I was like, yes. Something is coming. So, who would make a new Uncharted?
San Diego.
The baseball people?
Yeah.
Crystal Dynamics.
They're just gonna, give it to the Tomb Raider people.
Hey, those aren't bad games. Those are good video games.
How about somebody that's already dipped their toes in it once successfully?
Bend Studio. Since they canceled the next Days Gone, right? Or pulled the plug
Yeah,
on.
Now.
What are they doing now? What has Ben doing?
Days Gone 2 for Renee.
Renee and Brant's Game of the Year.
Days Gone.
Brant always reaching for Days Gone.
It was always within reach. He wasn't even having to reach for it. It was like it was right there. It's like my blood on the sand. I just have blood on the sand right here. This is my Days Gone. Featuring 18 exclusive new tracks. It was basically a 50-cent album.
Get that $80 PS3 version from Japan.
I think I have it on PS3 as well. I think I had that first.
There he goes. Richard.
Days Gone. He didn't even have to reach for it. He didn't even get out of his chair,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
It was there.
It's always there.
It was already in the PlayStation. Yeah.
Brant has a Steam Deck with just Days Gone. That's his only game installed.
Mod every system, put Days Gone on.
I mean,
That's
Brant,
it.
if you wanted to do that, you could, man. There's a 64 gigabyte Steam Deck, so that could just be the only game on there. So
Dedicated Days Gone box.
it could. That could be the only on there.
Gosh.
You'd be legendary. That would be one hell of an account. I would follow that social media account. It's just a Steam Deck with Days Gone on it. So they go on to note that Naughty Dog helped develop all those, or they developed all those Uncharted games, and that they assisted with the PS5 versions of Legacy of Thieves Collection, and that were the remasters of Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. A job listing late last year also said a new internal development team at Sony was co-developing a game with Naughty Dog based on a, quote, beloved franchise. Oh yeah, Bluepoint did that Nathan Drake collection on PS4. Would
Yes.
Bluepoint have the chops, or was that more of a port job?
I don't know. Everybody keeps saying Bluepoint's got Metal Gear or Castlevania
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Legend of Dragoon. It's like because they keep throwing up these red herrings that could
The
be any of
Spider-Man
them.
pointing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do these red herrings that it could be any of these things.
Yeah.
so.
And I guess we'll talk about it next week, but the E3 thing is kind of weird. I don't know when we're going to get our... I guess we'll have a June Games Fest thing like we've been having. We'll talk about that next week.
It's gonna be 2 Games Fest, man. Get out of here. We're gonna have the Keighley Game Fest and whatever E3 is
The
gonna
ESA Fest.
Yeah.
E3 SA Fest.
be. 3 SAs.
Next up, Sega launches C Smash VRS countdown website. - Cosmic Smash Revival. It's from Sauramano
Oh,
at Komatsu. Countdown ends on February 13th. We won't know until the day before Valentine's Day. Sega has launched a teaser website and social media accounts for something titled C Smash. Is that Versus? Am I saying that wrong?
Could be VRS because it's like it was an old arcade cabinet if I remember correctly. It's been long since I've seen a Cosmic
Like VR
Smash.
Troopers?
Uh,
With like the putty men? Like
I no, it was like a game that never left the arcades. I've never seen like a home release.
Cosmic
of it.
Smash?
Well, later in the article it does say Cosmic Smash series
it is.
a
Come on, Dreamcast,
squash,
okay.
yeah, squash / breakout hybrid game that first released for the arcade January 11th, 2001, followed by the Dreamcast release, which was September 13th, 2001.
Yeah, but did we ever?
I was
get
about to
that?
say,
I
I'm
don't remember seeing
guessing
a Cosmic
that did
Smash.
not come here,
Yeah.
correct?
That's a good question.
Keep scrolling down. Do y'all have that Monster Hunter?
It does
Do
not.
y'all have that Monster Hunter Rise ad at the bottom that looks like a bootleg Jack on there? Flack.
Yes.
I do not. I got everything blocked. I'm sorry.
Flack and
Yes,
Daxter.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
It's actually pretty impressive. We'll see if it goes in right.
It's the same.
So
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
man.
I don't have anything. It's a sad day.
That's our Blaster Spleef version of
Monster Hunter Rize Sunbreak.
I asked for Jack 4 and Capcom gave it to me.
The ads hurt us
Sure,
over the
answer.
thing. Over the
Yeah. So, I'll give this man what he wants.
Squash Breakout hybrid. I like Breakout. I would give this a shot.
I like squash. It's a good sport.
It's a good vegetable.
It's an okay vegetable.
The missus
Prefer
does
the
not like
zucchini.
squash. We're all zucchini household. No squash. I'm like,
Yeah,
I love
zucchini
squash.
for
Get
life.
out of here. But I'm the same way about cauliflower.
I don't know. Squash has a weird texture, and I don't like chewing on it. So
Does it grate your teeth? Like, does it slide against your teeth?
Stop. You're making me.
Green beans.
Love
I'm
them.
asking because green beans do that to me. It gives me chills and stuff.
The slimy skin. Yes.
It's
Anything
like
with
nails
slimy
on a
skin,
chalkboard.
yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Oh, I'm already.
it hurts.
I'd rather have it. If it has to be puree if I'm gonna have it and sprinkled over something else.
Or like slow cooked to where it's almost mush.
Or yeah,
With
I don't
onions
know,
and
man.
stuff.
I'm just
No
not eating it.
squeaky beans.
Yeah.
No squeaky
No,
beans.
squeaky beans hurt.
On your teeth. Like, ugh.
Stop, you sick bastard.
I hate that shit.
It's like that and like the super soft blankets, man. That shit creeps
Really?
me out.
Super soft blankets.
Yeah. It's like it feels like it gets in between my fingernails, and I
Ooh,
can't
that's
stand
weird.
it. Yeah.
I used to wake up as a child having
Ugh.
nightmares. I thought if my hands were hanging down too long, that blood would start dripping in between my fingernails and my hands, and I would wake up shaking them and screaming. Vivid memories of this.
What?
It's bad.
Holy shit, man! Who was doing that to you as a child?
Probably
man?
some same person force feeding me squash and letting it slide on my teeth.
That or where you were getting fucking demon was just sleeping on your back from sleep paralysis.
Might still
Fuck
be
him
in
up. Nah, he only comes out when you're sleeping, man. He's waiting for your ass to fall asleep.
here. Yeah. Then it can see Smash versus me while I'm asleep. Look forward to this. That'll be our Valentine surprise, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure what this is. We'll find out later. Someone tell me
Next up.
about the greatest James Bond game that has ever been released, not named World Is Not Enough.
Bloodstone.
Legends. You like the Legends one too, right?
I like Bloodstone. That was
Bloodstone.
the only one I like.
That was on
Yeah.
Wii U as well, right? Is that in that category of like Call of Duty for Wii U? Yep, so I was going to check. Live check.
I have no idea.
Might be the definitive edition.
Wii U's not even over here. So, what was on Wii U? There's a James Bond game on Wii U.
I think it's Bloodstone.
Was Goldeneye? No,
Legends?
Legends.
I mean, the one we're actually talking about is GoldenEye, but it's like we're dancing around. We're dancing around the lead here.
Yeah. We finally
I mean-
got a.
I mean, Bloodstone had Joshua. Was it Josh Stone? What was her name in there? The singer.
That Joss Stone's a director, right? Joss Whedon.
No,
Joss
Josh
Whedon.
Stone is the English
Famous
singer.
famous Josses for 400.
Famous Josh.
Joss.
I chose the better Josh. If you Google it, I don't know what the fuck you chose. So
Like the Firefly and
You chose poorly.
you chose poorly. I chose the awesome Josh Stone, who was also in Bloodstone as the Bond girl in that.
But yes, actually, as of this recording, we pushed the recording off a little bit. But last Friday, January 27th, GoldenEye was released for the Nintendo Switch Online, as well as to Xbox Game Pass. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch Online is going to be locked behind that. If you owned the Rare Replay digital version, you automatically got GoldenEye added to that game for you. The caveats were as follows. The Xbox version had higher frame rates as well as like 4K resolution. And only local co-op, while the Nintendo Switch was the one version that got online multiplayer support.
Yeah, you guys suck, man. I was in there trying to play multiplayer. None of y'all were there. I was just by myself.
I haven't fired it up yet. I guess you guys are going to talk about it because that's our first encounter with the game.
I played it on an Xbox, man. I tried to do the Switch one and get online, but no fuckers were on. So.
Yeah.
Hey, you just had a message because I
Nope.
tried out both
I said
versions.
No, absolutely not. I'm
Just
not
supposed
doing
to-
all that work.
I'm just supposed to know you're online.
You just go in and keep checking who's online, and then log back off.
I could have sworn when I got on
oh.
it said that you were on there, Richard.
No, I'll talk about it in games played. I literally updated the app and then proceeded to play 6 hours of Zelda and Mario 64. I never touched GoldenEye.
It's a better way of doing it.
It paid for subscription paid for itself. I was very happy. I got like 10 or 12 power stars, beat Bowser, and got through the deco tree where we always get to. And this is only for the expansion pack, right? It's only for the top tier of Nintendo Switch Online. And it's only for Rare Replay Digital Update or Game Pass.
Yes.
Yes, I downloaded the Game Pass one, so I didn't have to go and fucking Rare Replay.
We got your test, SR. And it does not update your physical copy of Rare Replay. If they fix that, I think they came out and literally said it's only for the digital content. So if you have a disc copy of Rare Replay and you pop that in, it is not going to apply.
Yeah, you're not going to get...
Yeah, but was that like $6? I think that's how much I pay for a digital
Right,
copy,
but some people have had the disc for quite some time. It's just,
what's on that
a weird
disc?
thing.
The question is, what is on the
It should
fucking
unlock
disc?
GoldenEye. There's probably nothing on the disc.
What is on the fucking disc?
It's a fancy coaster.
Yeah, what does an offline
code.
build of Rare Replay get you in the year of our Lord 2023? That was a hell of a collection. Anyways, I guess we're going to talk about GoldenEye later.
Probably a little later. All had an
I feel like
experience.
I mean, it's big. It's been getting teased for a long time, so it's news, but not news, right? Just the fact that it came out is the big thing, and everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking up some GoldenEye. I'm just waiting for them all to discover Perfect Dark.
Yeah, man, GoldenEye it's all right. It's all right.
We got it, and I was telling friend of the show Jeremy this. We bought it from someone because we got the 64 late in its life. That was my first official home console, was the 64. And I bought it off a kid in 8th grade for $10. And then Perfect Dark came out a year or so later. That was one of those late N64 titles, and we never went back to GoldenEye. It was like, okay, this is everything we wanted from this other one, and the same kind of mechanics that this other one taught us. But
no, the most important thing in this whole conversation was $10 was like the steal of the century.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a physical copy of GoldenEye is not... Is it super expensive? I should look him... I remember his face.
So.
I should look him up in the yearbook.
Is it anymore?
It might not be, now that it's off the 64. Yeah. I guess that's the biggest news, right? It's on modern platforms. Even though it's digital, it is available on modern platforms right now, as we speak.
For now.
Kind of disappointed. I've been watching some of that the 360 build that Rare officially put together for the 360. That looks like an impressive version of GoldenEye.
It's a good one, man. I wish they oh man, that sucks. I wish they figure out a way to get that on both consoles so
everybody denies that it exists. No one wants to acknowledge it.
Oh, that shit doesn't exist, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you can play it on a modded console. Alternate storefronts, I'm sorry. We don't say words like that in this podcast.
It's a dirty word, man.
It is. Next up, there was a developer direct, not a Devolver direct. And we got what might end up being one of the games of the year. Seems like everybody's super excited about. I think we all downloaded it. I haven't played it yet. There was a 45-minute Xbox direct. First off, what are our feelings about other companies calling it a direct? Is that just like is just the term like Kleenex now?
Yeah, I guess it's. Yeah, I guess it's just going to be generic.
Yeah, it's a direct.
I mean, yeah, it's a fucking direct.
We have State of Plays. We have... What did Microsoft even call theirs before? They didn't have like a set thing, right? So this is probably good that they would titled it something.
Shows, just showcases or...
I guess, no, it was a friend of the show, Russell, was watching it alongside. And I was like, this thing is kind of... I mean, it's good that they're pitching this stuff and they're showing this stuff off. But it kind of felt like remember the old Mac versus PC commercials? I'm a Mac, and I'm a PC, and the PC was all about like spreadsheets and stuff like that. It's almost like they were copying the homework of this developer delivery and stuff like that. It was just, I'm applauding them for doing something. They needed some sort of like, hey, here's updates on titles. We know people have been wondering like what we're doing, so that part is cool. But it was kind of a stiff presentation in my opinion. But the big surprise was a shadow drop of a game called Hi-Fi Rush from Tango Gameworks. Noted studio of bright colored games and happiness and rhythm genre. Oh, they of course of Resident Evil 4 fame and Evil Within 1 and 2. I like that part in the presentation. It was like from the makers of Evil Within and also Evil Within 2. So we got Hi-Fi Rush. They talked about Minecraft Legends, which I missed that part. It's apparently some sort of tower defense type thing. Is it like a MOBA of sorts?
It's like this multiplayer co-op
like
thing.
PvP thing, right?
Yeah. The PvP, and you can recruit different mods in the Minecraft world to help you attack your opponents, and then there's also like a third kind of like a third element to it as well that can attack either player, and so it looks really
also
interesting.
a PvE element
but there's
baked in there.
Yeah, but there's it's a whole thing of you have to build your resources, spy on your enemy, kind of plan your plan of attack, and try and go in and take down their fortresses and things, and it'll announce when somebody's built a new milestone, like they said some kind of cannon, and it the announcer just announces, hey, the enemy has a blah 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 cannon,
There's a new kill leader.
so now
that sort of thing.
so
that
you,
is kill leader.
yeah
Cesar, have you ever
So
been
now,
the kill leader?
For any game, no. Excluding Apex, never. I think Renee was the one that was for Apex. That's the only person I've ever met in real life that's actually I've seen become
Kill
a kill
leader?
leader was Renee. Yeah.
I was just curious.
Which he claims up and down he doesn't remember. I'm sure he'll type in there he doesn't remember. So,
My finest moment.
but I remember because I was like, damn, Renee, they called you out. You're the kill leader. Like, what?
His finest hour.
Yeah.
Does it look solid, Brant? Does it look like one of those is going to take off, this Minecraft Legends?
I'm sure it will.
Is it would Brant play?
We got a date for that.
Any mobile based
Is it the
game?
new
Probably
McKee
not.
family household title?
Boo, Brant, you
Famous
son of a
titles.
bitch. Brant would play Days Gone mobile before he plays
Dedicated
Minecraft
on
mobile.
Steam Deck.
Yeah.
A Days Gone MOBA?
Days Gone MOBA.
Holy shit. So Minecraft Legends is Microsoft is April 18th of this year, 2023. Necrom, the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom, which I'm guessing is like a dead thing or necromancers of some kind. I missed this one too. I don't want to read this like press release verbatim. I wanted to try to give our hot takes of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally watched 0% of the show, so I have no takes.
Russell sent me a message and was like, is this the time we jump back into Elder Scrolls Online? And I was like, not really. If I get that itch, I'll just play. If we're both online together, we're probably going to be playing Halo.
Well,
I mean-
they were. I'm trying to see if it's something in here. They'll make all past chapters, including High Isles and past DLCs, available for any player with the ESO base game, including those players through Game Pass.
That is
Come on,
pretty cool.
Richard, let's
That's
go.
pretty
There's-
cool.
Let's ignore
there's-
this game like we ignore Babylon's Fall.
Y'all have actually played it. I've got to play it. I wanted to stream it, and then I was like, fuck this game. I'm playing Final Fantasy. The Penguin Army didn't help, so sorry.
the Penguin.
That is cool that all that backwards or all that older stuff is coming to the kind of like the Warcraft model, right? Where they weave those into what you already get when you up for the game. Do you pay for this? A free trial for ESO Plus and past DLC available to any players with the ESO base game, including those playing through Game Pass.
Dude, holy fuck, man. I mean, you just got to get out of the graph to figure out what you
Yeah.
got to pay for in this
But
game.
if it sounds like if you have Game Pass, you're
Yeah,
golden,
it's-
which is what Russell and I tried it on
Yeah,
all those years ago. It just felt there was really nothing special about it. But I've never clicked with an MMO like that. It seems like repetitive and sparse. It's almost the same. Like you're supposed to appreciate this lore and the stuff that's baked into it, and it had that Destiny feel to it. And it's like it feels good. Like it's doing the game, but like the stuff driving it is just not. It's not compelling.
Richard, you described MMO to a T, man. It's just fucking repetitiveness.
Yeah.
So. I mean, that's what it is. It's that itch you scratch, man.
And
People
they're
love it,
the
so.
money makers. Like people are still playing the GTA Online, and that's pushing back a new mainline one of those. And I feel this way with Elder Scrolls 6. Like this makes them money hand over fist. It's successful, and it's like we don't need a single player it's a very small bit of our player base is going to jump into this, despite the zeitgeist that Skyrim was, and Oblivion, and Morrowind before that. So, well, look forward to that. If you love Elder Scrolls Online, there's more coming to you. Necrom.
Answer.
Renee
Turn 10
doesn't remember.
Studios showing the making of Forza Motorsport.
Which looked good.
It looked
really good.
pretty damn good, and they talked about all the advanced
Forging.
everything before the dirt on your car, the ray tracing, dynamic weather, all the fun stuff they like to talk about, and how it impacts your vehicle.
You'll never race the same race twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta love it that fucking every time Gran Turismo comes out with one, and Forza comes out, I'm like, oh, we're gonna destroy this shit.
I mean, that's how it was
every
launched.
time.
It was like the Gran Turismo killer.
It's like it's gonna happen again. Like Gran Turismo 7 came out here, and they're gonna destroy it. So.
Oh, it's been a long time since a mainline Forza. Like, it used to go Forza, then Horizons.
Every other year.
Yeah, and now we've had like 2 Horizons in a row, and no series dedicated Forza for this generation.
We skipped the Horizon last year, right? It's been 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Also, they showed off some more Redfall, which is May 2nd of this year.
They showed off
a lot of
Redfall.
Brant, do you have a hot take from watching this?
No, not
we finally
really.
saw more of it, which
I mean,
I'll give this to every presentation.
Yeah, we
like
did.
we saw the game. There was no, I wonder what this is. Oh, this looks intriguing, like a quick snippet type deal. And then we have to figure it out later. But I didn't really see any moments in there that I would want to do versus a Left 4 Dead playthrough, where there's always players available and such for like a 15-year-old game. It's definitely going for that vibe, is what it feels like. And
yeah,
almost like a Back 4 Blood was trying to do as a spiritual successor.
Yeah.
But again, it's in that category of like, it's a Game Pass. I don't know that I would be interested in any of these titles except for Hi-Fi Rush outside of a Game Pass subscription.
We could play Redfall and just decide not to like it and just go back to Left 4 Dead like we did last time. And just play
We did that with Back 4 Blood, didn't we? And I was like, damn, Left 4 Dead's good shit.
I'm always down for Left 4 Dead.
I'm feeling another game night of that when it's
when we're all hanging off the ledge at the hospital. Save me! Oh,
that thing went running across and like sent us all flying.
You see him flying off the screen down the.
We did that one with the McLeod, didn't we? Yeah, I
I
think he's got some clips from that. Those were good times. Left 4 Dead is still awesome.
Left 4 Dead, it's the best.
And see, that's the problem. If we're watching, Brant and I watched it. Cesar, it's pretty much the gist of Redfall. Seems very Left 4 Dead-ish, and nothing about it was like, man, I'd rather play this new one than the one I know is really awesome, and my friends also already have through some other platforms. But I know they're really hinging. And it's Arcane people, right? It's Dishonored. And
Arcane Austin, Texas, because the original Arcane is in France. So
are they?
Yes.
Okay, that's why we got Dishonored with like the rats and stuff.
Yes. But yeah, Richard, you bring up a good point, man. I mean, it's going to be on Game Pass, so if the community's there, it should grow. That's all that matters. So. And
honestly, like, I don't know. I will play Hi-Fi Rush. That's money I didn't have to spend.
I would buy a physical copy of that game. That's fucking early 2000s.
It looks like a dream.
Late 1999.
Tell me it doesn't look like a Dreamcast game.
Dreamcast.
It's Dreamcast through and through.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us have played it yet, but it's getting rave praise right now.
I installed
did too.
It. Yeah, but I've been playing a lot of other things.
But between that, Forza is going to be worth a shot that I don't have to spend $70 on now that it's $70.
Yeah.
And then us trying out Redfall, because I really do think we will at least try this and see what we think. Just like we did Back 4 Blood. That was easy to jump in there and dabble with. But that might be validation for people to continue subscribing. It might not. I think that's what they have to push, right? They're trying to show you value in this service.
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying. Like this year, you're going to get a lot of stuff that's close to being finished just pushed out. So I think they're done with the when it's ready mode. So,
kind of the lesson that Sony learned.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, they're about to spend $70 billion on fucking
Activision Blizzard.
a publisher. So,
Yeah.
So I mean, they're gonna have to start showing some return on investment now. They can't fuck around anymore.
I think that with a lot of those
That's a lot of
acquisitions,
change.
that's all we've really complained about Xbox wise for the past couple of years. It's like you bought up all these people, and we haven't really seen any of that return on investment, like you were mentioning. Obsidian's released a couple titles, but I don't think it was like anything groundbreaking.
I mean, that's what happens when you're a publicly traded company, man. You got to show the shareholders
That too.
something. So at this point,
Yep.
yeah.
It's not just consumers that have to be impressed and talk about the product. It's your shareholders personally.
Yeah.
All right, is that it? They showed off 5 games in 45 minutes.
And we have to be careful, or if not, then we'll just get a announcement 10 years from later when they finally add Resident Evil 8 to PC based games.
Mac Metal running off Mac Metal.
Has anybody ever seen that game running? Is it work on a Mac now?
Yeah, there's comparisons.
Okay, I've seen no coverage on it. I just remember them making a big deal about like games are back, Resident Evil 8 Village.
There's some comparisons. It's always that Mac. Look, we're doing games. Like it's an afterthought of.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why. They've just never put that much importance into it.
I mean, they had fucking Intel-based systems, man, before they went to their M1 shit. I mean, they could have run a lot of games on there, but now you can't run shit on that M1, man. So I said it.
The Apple Silicon.
Yeah.
All right, that was our Xbox Devolver Developer Direct. With no Devolver titles.
Shitting on Mac.
And shitting on Mac.
OS.
Hey, we started with a Mac versus PC bit, and we're ending with a Mac versus PC bit.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, coming to Xbox Game Pass. Oh, God. Available today. It's out now. Hi-Fi Rush, GoldenEye 007, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. That's January 31st, so it'll be out by the time you hear this. I got to put this up tomorrow. Inculinati game preview, also January 31st. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. I think Cesar and Renee both love this game. And you, and Brant. Brant, I forgot you were a big JoJo fan. I'm sorry. I hear these guys talk about it and text back and forth. Darkest Dungeon is coming February 2nd. Grid Legends, also the same day. And then Hot Wheels Unleashed Game of the Year Edition, which we all enjoyed, I believe. Brant, did you ever try it out? On the game trial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good-ass game. I need to tell a friend of the show, Dale, about that. He's playing Asphalt 9 on his iPad. I'm trying to find him a good racing game. He's talking about craving a racing game, so this might scratch the itch. Because it's that perfect arcade, has great flow to it, good mechanics, yeah.
Yeah.
And you do it has a season pass, which Cesar talked about, or not a season pass, like a battle pass, where you can unlock cars, and it's not, it didn't seem money hungry to me. It seemed like a cool progression system. Game updates, Sea of Thieves, The Secret Wilds, comes out February 2nd. And not going over the Game Pass perks. Leaving January 31st, so this will be gone by the time you listen to this. Donut County, awesome game. Taiko no Tatsujin, The Drum Master, awesome game. Is there an Xbox official drum pad for that one? I know there is for Switch and PlayStation.
I don't know.
I remember selling the first one at retail and not buying it, and I'm still kicking myself for not getting the first Taiko Drum Master game. Also leaving Game Pass January 31st, Telling Lies and Worms of Mass Destruction, I guess is what that is. That must be the sequel to the Universal Media Disc, is WMD. Worldwide Media Disc. I don't know. Hey man, I've been thinking about firing up the PSP, so I got PSP on the brain. All these tactics games are coming out, and I don't know how long I'm going to play it. I've never really gotten into a tactic game, right? So I've been thinking fire up Final Fantasy Tactics on PSP or Tactics Ogre or something, just to hit that fix without spending the $40-$50 for one of the newer versions of it. So I've been kicking that around. Cesar, JoJo is coming to Game Pass. I thought we would see a comment from Renee. His last comment was, "I will sense a failure." We all sense failures.
I don't know, man. I spent many money on the JoJo's. I'm more excited about Age of Empires 2 console edition.
I wonder how that's going to work. It's usually mouse and keyboard controls.
You take the analog stick and you point to where you want to go, and you press A.
Thank you, Cesar, for that explanation.
Yep.
I don't know. It's always like, I guess I come from the stigma of consoles can't do RTS, right? Like, they did Warcraft 2 for Saturn and PS1, and it was playable, but it's definitely not the same experience. And then it's like Ensemble mastered it with Halo Wars. That was a very good interface.
Command & Conquer 64 is still one of the best PC-based games I ever played in my life.
And
I beat the fuck
StarCraft
out of that
64. Russell and I played that co-op.
I didn't
It's co-op.
play that. I played the Command & Conquer 64.
The Command & Conquer for 64 is solid? Damn.
It's very good.
I've
Use
never
expansion
played a
pack
Command &
also.
Conquer game. Not a single one. Not 1 minute.
It's the only Command & Conquer game I played. I think I bought it from Blockbuster for like $20, and I sat there all week and played the shit.
The one by you?
This game's good.
Or the one that was by you?
Yes.
I bought a lot of games from that Blockbuster.
The one in the Bayou. I bought it there. Yeah.
The one in the Bayou. The Bayou Blockbuster. Hey, man, my good friend Andy back in the day, he lived across the street from that same one. We would walk there and get like Perfect Dark and Blitz and stuff like that until they would go on sale and we would buy them.
Right there in front of the K, Roger?
No, this is...
Or the one down...
To be a Dixie.
Yeah, it was Winn-Dixie at the time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Winn-Dixie, yeah.
Yep, right across the street. I could show on a map. We would just like sprint across there and get 64 games. And then he got a Dreamcast after that. Like, I bought my first PlayStation 1 from him because he got a PS2. And I was able to get his PS1 and offset some of his costs for games and stuff because he had a PS1 still with the PS2. So he played his whole library. Those were the days. All right, games played. We're going to move along.
Absolutely.
Played a lot of Halo Infinite. Played a lot of Halo Master Chief Collection. Did all of us play Old Man Halo over the past week?
We did at some point because I think we were playing
might have
with
been
Dale
just-
on Friday.
Yeah,
I
it might have
think.
been just you and Dale.
That's when we were like winning every match. I think did we even lose one?
No, we did
I
work.
don't think we lost one.
Because I was like, I think Cesar, you said, because we couldn't, we got pissed off at Infinite. It's like, let's play some Old Man Halo. And then we were doing so well, Cesar was like, let's go back. We got to learn our lesson. They got to bring us back down to earth. They got to ground us.
Hey man, I like cannon fodder, man. Cannon fodder.
You're good at cannon fodder. None of the rest of us are.
Yeah.
Brand, I thought you played with us because we were talking about getting a game so fast. Was it earlier in the week we played?
Me and you, yeah, it was like a week ago. Me and you played a couple games, and remember that it kicked me out of one, and I got back in, and then all of a sudden, it queued me right into another match, and it was like Halo 3.
He got totally out of the playlist that I had selected and was in, because we just do Halo 1, Halo CE, and Action Sack. So it gives us Cannon Fodder, Fiesta, Oddball on occasion. And it booted Brant, and after that, like, it doesn't put you back in the party. So Brant got back in the game, and we were in the party chat, but it doesn't put you, like, in the Halo Master Chief Collection party. So we went our separate ways. Like, I couldn't find a game, and Brant's like, what do you mean? I'm queuing up for one. So it split us out of that group. And you were...
I didn't get
Yeah, because that's what happened to me Friday, remember? Because it kicked me Friday, and you're like, just rejoin the match. And I rejoined, and I played the rest of the match. And then when you loaded up one, it loaded me up in Halo 4. I was
It
like,
just
what the fuck?
randomly
It's like,
assigned
why are you
you
in
a
Halo
game.
4? Yeah, I was in your party. Yeah. And it just kicked me
We
in
took the
Halo
hit
4.
after that. I was like, let's just quit. We'll take the ban and switch over to Infinite. We ground... Who had to get the GoPro? We got friend of the show, Dale, the GoPro, using that joint ops, the new joint ops mode in Infinite, which runs till tomorrow, I think. Does it go through the 31st?
Does the other Bergman have the GoPro?
No,
yet,
he
or is
hasn't
it still,
played.
lacking
And
in the
Brant and... No, Dale got all the way through. It was Brant and Renee that we got to like level 3, I think. We had a good round today, Brant.
Brant,
We had a
you
good
son of
round
bitch.
today.
Oh my gosh, that one flag mode.
That's it, joint
it's
ops,
so
yeah.
good.
So what were we? We were up 2-1.
We were on Behemoth. We won the first round because we were defending. We lost the round
Because
the
we
next
didn't capture
round.
it.
We didn't.
Or we went up two.
Or wait,
we went up
did
2
we?
to
No,
nothing, and then they scored again.
We captured that one, and then
You guys played so
Yeah.
many Halo games.
They run together.
all
They do.
blurring
Yeah.
together now at this point. Yeah.
no, we went through. We captured it the second time, and then the next time they captured it immediately, like really fast. It was
They like
stupid.
ran to the flag and then ran back with it, and it was an escort of them. Like I was trying to hunt them down at the end, and it was like 3 of them all together by the flag.
And then that last round, they fought us like hell. And then I finally got the flag, and I'm running. I'm invisible with it.
They don't see you. They don't see you. And I said that on one of those
you-
in that same round. Because you snuck in there and had it. And I was like, Brant, they don't see you. They don't see you. Go back. No, it was the one before that on streets. It was like, keep going, dude. They don't see you. They don't see you all covered. Just keep going, keep going. It's fun when you sneak in there and grab it and they can't find you. It's frustrating as shit when they do it to you. But when you do it to them and you're like, you're throwing bodies out there as like a cover and the guy with the flag is just invisible and he's hauling ass back to the
But
capture it.
yeah, you and Dale are just like, just go. They don't see you, and I'm seeing these threat sensors like whiz by me, and then I'm looking at my radar and I see 2 dots coming right up the backside. I'm like, oh crap, and they run right.
Never saw you,
past
never
me,
threw out
right
the
in
threat
front of
sensor.
me.
They were trying to intercept you at the
they
base,
go-
like trying to get to where you were going to take the flag.
They go up that little ramp and are looking to where I'm having to score. They was it you or Dale that was right there?
Dale was in the
fighting
backside
at
of
the
that.
end.
So Cesar, on Behemoth, like you have the flag where it stands up on the ledge, and then like the stairs going out the
little
back
platform.
So Dale was in a shootout on that backside. I spawned way the fuck like they do to you on the big maps. I'm so far away. I'm just like trying to run and catch up and be support. So I'm watching Brent as he goes up because he's like, they're on me. When the 2 closed in on him, I'm like, great. That was to win the game. Like we're gonna have to defend it now. It's gonna go to a 5th round. Great. And I'm watching Brent.
And yeah, they focus on Dale, and they put a threat sensor. One of the dudes puts a threat sensor right down on the goal point, and while they're fighting Dale, I just go ahead and I jump right into the goal, and the dude turns around. As soon as I scored, he swords me, and his buddy's sitting there teabagging me. But it's our victory. They lost, and he's just sitting there.
He's grinding it,
teabagging
man.
the
This
heck
was
out.
like deep and intimate. I was watching it. I was affronted.
Yeah.
We're laughing so hard.
I'm like, we won. What are you doing? But he was killing
Yeah.
Brant. He was all in there, man. I was like,
He's having his own
doing?
celebration.
he did that. That same player did that to me when they were down. When they were down those 2, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because aside from that one round where they
Went straight and got it.
straight and got it somehow, they didn't perform
We were
like
the better
great
team.
or anything.
Yeah, they weren't like just murdering us and stuff. Besides the points. Oh, so played some Halo. Cesar loves him some cannon fodder now, which has always been one of our least favorite modes, but he's figured out the solution. I guess get up top and shoot rockets, huh? Or you do like the plasma cannon or whatever that thing is?
Yeah. I got more kills
Fuel
with that than I
rod,
did with
fuel
rockets,
cannon
yeah.
rod, fuel rod cannon, something like that.
Yeah.
I also streamed Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade for the PlayStation 5. I had some free time, and I was like, you know what? Cesar's been doing a lot of streaming here recently. Brant did a bunch of Crash. We're 7 away from Twitch affiliation, so if you're listening, watching, we're so close. Let your friends know. Let your family know. Create some bootleg accounts. We don't officially endorse that, but we might compensate you for the for the faults. Brant personally is going to compensate you.
Oh God!
Since I watched him be so accommodating to that person who killed him after the game was over, he was very, very kind to them in their losing spirit. But we're so close to that, and I was like, man, Twitch wants you to stream for an hour, right? It's part of their thing. Have 3 people, build up to 50, and stream for an hour over the course of like 8 days or something like that. We always do this podcast every week, so we've always got that knocked out, and you guys have pitched in. So I was like, let me just fire this up and do it. I didn't have a camera. I was just using the mic through the headset, and I started this game that I've been wanting to play for a long time, and I did the whole first mission where you take out the first Mako reactor. I called it Mako for the past 30 years or 25. I guess this game's 25 years old now. And it started off very, very similar to the PlayStation 1 game, which you guys had both told me about when you played through it. But then, like, as you blow up that first reactor, Cloud's not having these Sephiroth sensations. There's something else going on with him. I don't know quite what it is. And the bomb didn't really seem to affect the reactor. It seemed like something Shinra set up. Like, as you're watching this bomb, like, fail and just fall over, they send their like, security bots and stuff that were inside there to kill everything else. Like, you see all this stuff going off and there's the reactors coming down. Because when all the characters get out of the reactor, they're like, oh my god, we did this? So you start to see a little bit of remorse with the environmental terrorism thing that's kind of at play with Avalanche, the group of ragtag heroes that are fighting against Shinra, the evil energy corporation that's sucking the lifeblood out of the planet. The planet is dying, and Barrett is very animated about this.
Can't you hear it?
So over the top, like way more than the game, or the PS1 game. But I remember him being like super animated. But shit, he is all about it.
He wants you to know that the planet is fucking dying.
He's telling you over and over and over. Cloud don't give a shit. He's just like PS1. He's like, I don't care. I'm just here for the job. Jessie has way more of a role in this one, besides just getting her leg trapped.
Yes,
so.
yes, she does.
Jessie's awesome.
She's a great character so far. The music is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing on, I don't think I set a performance mode or anything, but I was streaming at 720p and 60 frames per second, and you guys said that looked pretty solid, so I thought that was like the middle ground for streaming. Looks great, plays great. I can't wait to jump back into it, to be honest. They really have fleshed out these characters that were no more than, polygons and 2 or 3 lines of dialogue to get you through that intro. And it really, as I'm going through it, like watching the Aerith in the very beginning, as she's like praying and she's got the flowers and somebody steps on the flower and the camera zooms out and you hear the song going and the train's coming in. Like, I've seen this for 30 years. And it's like it's playing out how it always looked in my mind's eye. Like, I built up these moments and I filled in the blanks on the original PlayStation version where they didn't look like, blocky armed characters and stuff. We didn't critique that in those times. Yeah, they look awful looking back, but then you would get into a battle and everybody looks incredible and you're just like, okay, it's just an avatar moving around on the screen. Like, it's not a big thing, but this is like a fully realized. It's incredible. They did a great job with it. That's Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Yes, that's him. Brant is showing us a PlayStation 1, 10 polygon Cloud. The very block-handed. Yeah, I was seeing his shoulder armor in the game, and it's got like screws and bolts in it, or nuts and bolts like coming out of the top of it. And I'm like, damn, that's what that was supposed to look like, I guess. So some very cool. It's just gorgeous. God, that's a good video game.
When you look at the sword, you see the materia in the sword.
They haven't addressed materia yet, and I'm playing on. So I looked at the menu for a while. There's like easy and easy classic, and I'm playing on easy, and it's not really been challenging. I did lose health on that first boss, but I don't really enjoy this battle system. It's not great. I'm glad I'm playing it on easy, because if it was any sort of challenge, I would just be like, fuck this game. I'm not seeing this through. But I like being able to pick basically the story mode, and I can hack and slash my way through it. It's not intuitive to me yet. Maybe it's just because I'm, an hour in, but it's not intuitive switching between characters, because there's sometimes when Barrett, he's got the machine gun arm. There's times you have to switch to him and shoot something that's above you that Cloud can't get to. And I'm just not as like, I'm not like, oh, let me switch to Barrett for this. Or I open the D-pad menu instead of opening the L2 or R2. But I think that'll come with like repetition of those battles and stuff, yeah. Because I like kicking things. The battle system, when I'm just hitting square and fucking shit up with the sword, I'm very happy with it. And it's a lot of fun to like hit some things and then roll. Yeah, I do like the battle system. It's a lot of fun to hit some things and then roll dodge and hit something else and stun it, and then go back to the other thing that's like just barely recovering that you've staggered. So that part is really cool. So they blew up the reactor and they're trying to get back to. I'm assuming we're headed to Tifa in the Seventh Heaven bar, if it's anything like the PlayStation 1 game. So that's kind of where I left that off. But I'll stream some more of that. When I'm gonna play it, I'll fire it up and stream it. It was super easy, and we had some people visit the stream, and I was chatting back and forth with them. It was very intuitive. The PS5 chat in the bottom right corner, you just see what people say, and it's very easy to respond to that and keep that going. The other game I played was Jurassic Park Aftermath. This is a VR title on the Oculus Quest 2 that is coming to PlayStation VR 2 very soon. You get parts 1 and 2 with this. It is a story-based adventure. Do you guys like Jurassic Park?
Friend of the show, Renee's a huge Jurassic Park
He
fan.
is. Do you like walking simulator story-based games? Like there's no real items that I have yet in this, and I've played probably an hour or so. Yes. Do you like cel-shaded graphics in your games? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like VR? Yeah. This game's for you.
No, mine's still in the box. Under the bed.
But this is coming out for a PlayStation VR 2 for those that are picking that up. And this is a worthy VR title. You start off on a plane, and the plane crash lands onto Isla Nublar, which is the original like Jurassic Park island. And I need to look up when this takes place, but I think they mentioned the Jurassic World trainer, the Chris Pratt character. I think they mentioned, was his name Owen?
Yes.
Okay, so they do mention him. So it's after, I guess it's after Jurassic World, that park fails, and then they've abandoned the island again until, I guess, whenever the next movie trilogy fires up in 10 years and they need that money again.
And they reunite all the people from the first two trilogies.
Again. Bring them back together. Remember this? Remember the Barbasol can? Remember this?
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So you crash land on the island, and you're in like the main visitor center type thing. And it's not a Metroidvania because you're not really getting like weapons to unlock certain doors, but you're moving your way around the visitor center based off places you go and turn power on. So there's a lot of movements we use in the Oculus Quest where I'm like grabbing the power thing. Like, I guess Mr. Arnold technically grabbed the power thing, but that was the last thing he did. And punching key codes into doors and unlocking safes by holding my finger against it. So a lot of cool it's not a hand tracking game that I can tell because I'm using the Oculus controllers. I want to call them Sense controllers, but that's the PlayStation thing, right? So I'm using that to like punch in these key codes. And so I saw when you first crash land, there's brachiosaurs around, or brontosaurus. And then there's a T-Rex outside the plane that like walks by. Everything shakes and rumbles, and you look out, and he like walks by and then circles around and comes back and like looks at you through the busted up fuselage and stuff of the plane. So that's a pretty cool moment. But I'm currently dealing with raptors inside the visitor center. So there's certain places that you can remember hiding in the locker in Metal Gear Solid 2. This is you are holding, you open the locker and slide it open and move yourself in and turn around, and you grab the door and close it behind you. And they're hot on your heels right then. So there's some intense cat and mouse elements to that. Almost like a combination of Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear, you could fight your way out of it. Like even when they would find you in the locker, like, and the exclamation point would go off. If they found you and like pulled you out of it, you could still fight your way out of it. Mm-hmm. This is more like Alien Isolation, where if they find you or they track you into the locker or underneath a table or
real life.
And they don't show you. It's very fast. Like you see them coming at you, and then it just stops, and then you're in like this game over screen with like a raptor. Like you see, you can move around in it and stuff, and the raptor's like coming for your ass. So I've hit one particular part where I haven't figured out the timing because I can't get out of this door without the raptor coming after me. So, and I also promised my youngest child is like a dinosaur fanatic. So I told them. It's very easy to stream from the Quest to like a TV or iPad or something like that if you have the Quest app. So they're asking me like, I want to see the dinosaur game. I'm like, dinosaurs come after you and they'll jump at you and stuff. It's like there's some intense moments to it. But they're like, next time you play Jurassic Park, show me. So I'm waiting. Next time I have some free time with that, I'm gonna bust that out. It's very, very good though. The storytelling is like BioShock style with the voice over the radio. So they're leading you through the different parts of the visitor center, telling you got to turn on the power here and unlock this door there, and trying to help you out with the raptors. And there's some real cool back and forth. Like if I reach out and turn a radio on, it will distract the raptor. But the way that they're coming, they'll go after the radio, and I creep underneath like a car or a desk or something like that. And then once you've done that, the raptor has a new path, and you've got to find a new way to distract them to get through to the next area. But the cel-shaded graphics they're gorgeous. And
so is it worth me spending $500 on a PlayStation VR 2?
No, open your Oculus Quest 2 that you have and spend the $15 on the store and get it, because all these games coming to PlayStation VR 2 are cheaper on the Quest 2.
I'd rather just fart into my Oculus 2.
You could do that. Technically, you could do that in mine because I have a lens cover. It would not harm me. Oh, I got a new strap too. The strap, I've never had the stock one. It is uncomfortable head strap for the Oculus.
Oh, okay.
I've never used the stock one. It's always been uncomfortable. So I had like a battery, one with a battery backup type thing.
Sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah, my strap's got a battery. Says I fart in my lenses while I get my strap put on me. So, anyways, as we break down the Oculus straps here.
The jock straps? Yeah, go on.
Worse than that.
Oh,
So I've got a new one that has more of like the PlayStation VR is the most comfortable VR headset I've ever experienced. It still is. And that's part of the appeal of VR too for me. But it's got like a dial to tighten it in on your head, and the top.
So you can replicate a sinus headache?
Yeah, the old one. So the old one was doing that. Yeah. Where does it hurt? I have pressure from the on my forehead. I have pressure on the back. Tell me where it hurts. Have you been playing a lot of Oculus? And so I tried that out. It's lighter. It was very comfortable. I was able to play like longer in it. I never really have VR sickness with it anymore. Oh, I did turn up the locomotion thing on Jurassic Park. It has the full 1-to-1 movement.
Good song too.
Do what?
Yeah. Nothing. Continue.
Oh. So you have like it's like you're moving around, which would be the normal sickness, but I think because I'm sitting down and it's a walking simulator, but with the cell shaded graphics, they don't feel. It's got a realistic look, but your brain's not tricked into thinking, my feet should be moving, that normal VR sickness feel. So, highly recommend. There's a part 2 to this, which when you load into part 1, the ad is like right there. It's like, buy this. I'm like, I don't know. I want to try this one first. Don't try to send me to the store immediately. And that's the first Oculus game that I can remember really being like that. But so far it's quite good. The John Williams score, I don't know if I mentioned that, but as soon as you land, you hear like a slower version of that mysterious Jurassic Park theme.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of the island theme.
Not the weird theme we were getting from Turok with the random Star Wars mixed with some other franchise.
That was the highlight of that game, I think. Xbox Roulette was. It's like Dark Forces kicked in, that Star Wars Dark Forces. And then it would pop up for like 5 minutes, whatever that loop was. It took forever to come back. That was a fun day. Xbox Roulette was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
it's
great.
still hooked up in there. I got floor spaghetti everywhere. It's like I can't bring myself to break it back down. But that's it. Jurassic Park Aftermath. I also I got Lucky's Tale, which was one of the first VR platformers. Yep, that was on sale, and also purchased Red Matter, which is another walking simulator with like a dystopian Soviet moon base or something like that.
I was thinking Mars, but then you went right into Soviet. Holy shit!
I think they're on the moon. They might be on Mars. Yeah, it's called Red Matter. I've heard a lot about it, and Red Matter 2 just came out, so it was everywhere. And I've kind of got this Oculus list. They have so many sales. I don't ever just I've never bought a game that was not on sale. So I kind of have this running list, and then as stuff drops in price, because their sales will be like 40, 50% off. Lucky's Tale was 60% off, I think. So they'll just...
and like you said, that's the OG Lucky's Tale before they did this new one, right? Yep. You played it yet?
I have not. I downloaded that one. It was a slow download for some reason. I think it's what made me pivot to Jurassic Park, because it was already on my headset. And I had some downtime. I'm trying to make more time for gaming. I feel like I start every January like this. Like I think last January y'all were like, damn, you beat a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, I beat Panzer Dragoon Saga and Police Knots last January.
And I went through Uncharted 4, and I think I wrapped up Ratchet and Clank last January.
And then you're still waiting on the other Bergman for so y'all can start the other Uncharted together when he decided to replay.
His playthrough is, 10 months ago? His playthrough is past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to queue up Lost Legacy. But I guess I can add that to the show. I got the next storage, 1,000 gigabytes.
Yeah.
That's got to be a lot of terabytes. That's got to be a lot of terabytes, right? It's 1,000 gigabytes.
Holy shit.
But I got this off of Newegg. I think it was $90 with the heatsink. So I'm going to be installing that probably before the next show. You guys said it takes like 10 or 15 minutes, so I'll probably knock that out.
Not even that long.
Yeah.
You will be you will not be deleting shit for another 12 months until you put in the next Call of Duty, which will probably be like 500 gigs. So.
What I sent to Cesar was like, I'm tired of the term I've heard is cleaning out the fridge. I was like, I'm tired of cleaning out the fridge. I'm finally playing this Intergrade game, and I believe I've installed and deleted it 3 or 4 times. So it's like, I'm tired of doing this, man. I'll just send.
You need space. You need space. You need
and
space.
I bought the expanded. So my Xbox Series X has a 3 terabyte external for like all the old school stuff, all the Xbox One games, all that stuff's on there. And then I bought the little 512 gig expansion module for the back of the system. And that has my live service games. So that has Halo Infinite and Halo Master Chief Collection. I know those are like dedicated on there. So only fridge I have to clean out really on Xbox is the main terabyte storage that's on there. So I'm looking forward to doing that with the Xbox or with the PlayStation, I think. Like Apex, we play more Apex on PlayStation. I think I'll send that over to that to where it's just... And it updates in just like it would the normal storage, right? When you have stuff on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I got Apex on Xbox too. Apex is not for me. It doesn't really fucking. It really doesn't fucking matter because at that point the only thing that doesn't transfer is the fucking cosmetics you buy, and I don't spend money on that anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. That's why I can play on whatever. So. I
need to delete it off Xbox. I think I put it on there for something, but it's cross-platform and whatever, so it's just. Like, if I'm playing Apex, most likely it's with the two of you guys. I did play with Dale and Jeremy, and they have Xboxes, but the cross stuff works fine. We've done that before, so it's just no sense in having it taken up.
That's the one
spaces.
game you can cross the streams with, yeah.
Yeah, and it gets constant updates, so there's really no reason for it to be rebuilding on my storage all the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's all constant updates. Holy shit.
Apex does, yeah. But that's my games played this week. Some good ones. I played some good games. That Jurassic Park Aftermath, I hope I'm not overselling it. I'm having a blast with it.
I'm dropping $500 right now on
Go
PlayStation VR 2 headset.
Get your copy.
So I can play Jurassic Park. I'll be very pissed.
Get your copy.
Be very pissed if it's
donate your PSVR 2 to the county.
They won't have no other way to play it. I mean, they need a PlayStation 5 to play it. So.
That's the only way.
What do we do with this? There's one cable. Where does the cable plug into?
We don't know. Where does it go? We should have got the Oculus Quest 2.
I have one under my bed. They can have it.
The county's Oculus.
Yeah, that one I can actually donate to the county because I don't plan on never opening it. I'm still salty with Facebook. They can suck it.
Facebook sucks.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a bogus account that I've dealt with everything with, so it's worked so far.
Can't even put a bogus account on there. I'm not a real person. All right, so this week I went ahead and finished up the Callisto Protocol.
Oh.
And that's a Brant, I know you're a Dead Space fan. That's a really fucking good game, man. At the end of the game, I was like, man, this is actually pretty good. I like it a lot.
I hear it ends well, like specifically the ending of that is solid. It ends
very, very well because I was very ho-hum until the ending, and I was like, this is actually very, very good, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. As you go through this game, I think your main character is Jacob Lee, and then Danny is the other one that's kind of meets halfway through the game. And they go on this whole Callisto moon or where the fuck it is. You find out that there's like a old settlement that was buried under it, and it's like, and then it goes fucking Resident Evil from that point on. There, like they had Subject Zero, which was some person that came in contact with the alien virus and mutated and became the next evolution of humanity. But they killed him before he can spread. So you learn that the warden of this prison was trying to recreate it on Europa, the planet near it, that's similar to Earth, and it got out of hand, and that's why Danny's there, because she's getting revenge because her sister died, her younger sister died. And so he came up with the brilliant idea, like, oh, I'm gonna set all this up, and I have to recreate the events that happened originally to recreate what they call not Subject Zero, but Subject Alpha, where he's going to recreate them and recreate it and have this virus go throughout and mutate this person who's supposed to be the perfect evolution of humanity who can breathe in space and go out and do it. Fucking has no limitations. I mean, that's pretty much the whole gameplay as it is. And as you go through it, it just gets more and more Dead Spacey.
That's a compliment, right?
Yeah, it's just... I wish that this game was this was the single player campaign for PUBG, and then they went off and changed this to Callisto Protocol.
I forget that, yeah.
Like halfway through it, so I don't think they, I think if they would have started in the beginning and like, hey, this is what we wanted to do, instead of like reusing assets and kind of just because you can see it where they were going with towards the end of the game. So all right, this is more as it changes more to like a Dead Space game towards the end. You can see like, all right, they had to reuse some assets from their little single player PUBG game. But I mean, I hope the sales didn't make, and I'm hoping that it does well enough where we get a sequel on it.
I think they said it was disappointing, right? Has that taken off at all? Like a price drop, maybe, or any cross promotions?
I think what was it? What's the publisher? Because I think the publisher owns PUBG. What is it? It's Krafton. Said that they still believe in doing a single player IP. So I think even though striking distance was under expectations, I think they still want to do at least one more go at it. Hopefully it's a Callisto Protocol 2, because it does end with a cliffhanger. You do have a season pass you get more story DLC in the summertime, so I'll probably plan on buying a copy by then, because I enjoyed it a lot. It's really fucking good, man. It came around towards the end. I was like, you know what? I love Resident Evil, man. I love Dead Space. This is like a good marriage of the two.
Your stream was great. I was glued to that stream.
Yeah. It's good, man. I mean, the only part with, I don't know, some people bitch about the mechanics on there, just with the the dodge effects and everything like that, because it's not QTE based and you have to like dodge depending on where they're going to strike at. I played a lot of fucking Elden Ring, so I think I'm pretty good at dodging, because I never had an issue with the dodging in the game. It never bothered me, but people were frustrated when I was looking online. Like, that was the part they hated, was that mechanic. I never had an issue with it whatsoever, because I literally the fucking final boss, I'm fucking waltzing around dancing. He never touched me. I mean, he never touched me. I dodged everything he threw at me.
It's the Dark Souls of Dead Space?
I don't know. I guess so. We'll go with that. But it's really, really fucking good, man. I did get the next game I got in from GameFly, so...
let's take a minute to recognize our sponsor, GameFly.
Yeah. I mean, hey, man, so far I've only paid, I think it was like $15 this month, and I've almost beat 2 games.
Did you do the
normally $70?
So I actually looked at it. This is not an ad for GameFly, which would be great if we were sponsored. Stop yelling at me. It would be so great if we were sponsored by GameFly, but
she doesn't understand.
It's like the third interruption. What am I saying? What am I saying that does it? Starting to get scared by this AI. So there's a plan that's like your first month is free, and then 20 after that for 2 months, or it's like 15 for 3 months.
It's like the first 3 months they try to hook you in,
right?
And so then they increase it. I think it's like 23 or some shit like that after the first 3 months. So that's why I told you I always said I was going to try these first 3 months and see what it is before they do the price increase. And I mean, so far, like I said, I got $140, and I'm almost done with 2 games. So I'm like, that I've only paid $18 some.
It's a good value.
So I'm like, I think this is the year for me to do it, because there's so many games coming out this year. The other years there's like, but there's like next month is I think Hogwarts Legacy, and then Atomic Heart, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff coming out next month. And
this generation is hitting its stride. Like I know you mentioned Callisto Protocol, but Dead Space is only this generation, so it'd be a $70 game. So they're starting to hit their stride with releases. Hogwarts Legacy is only next gen too, correct? Or current gen, as it were.
I think the PS4 version is like comes out 2 months later or something like that.
Like
it's
the
all
Switch
weird,
version.
Yeah. I mean, there's an option to rent a PS4 version on the GameFly side, but it's not the day and date with the PS5 and Series one. So,
I mean, I've got that one coming in. So if I'm tied up with something at that time, you're more than welcome to that copy if they don't ship you one.
I mean, so far, like the version I chose that has game lock. So as soon as the game comes out, it ships me that game. So that's why I got Dead Space immediately. Oh, cool. Same thing with Forspoken. So the other game I did, and I did stream a little bit, because I did stream some Callisto Protocol, and then the other one I streamed was Forspoken. And I think I jumped in like chapter 2. I mean, Forspoken is actually not that bad of a game, man. It's actually pretty good. The story, it's okay. It's starting to get better because it's speeding up. I think the most irritating part for me is the story beats, because it's like it just drags on. And there's a lot of just the characters standing there sometimes, and then nobody saying anything, and then they start talking. I'm like, oh my god, just go. I just want to go and do shit. So, I mean, I fucking get it, man, because it's the whole thing. It's Frey Holland, and she's in New York, and she was abandoned as a baby in the Holland Tunnel. So she took the last name of Holland. We're like right next to fucking Death Stranding bridges here, where we're just gonna do names and connect them somehow. It's right.
Oh, is it because he builds bridges? Is that the whole?
Oh, and he bridges in America. Oh,
and he's a porter. He's a porter. He carries stuff.
across bridges. Oh, okay, but
Kojima's a genius.
holy shit, I never thought about that.
Visionary.
But I mean, the whole thing is that it's very like a never-ending story. She gets isekai to another world from a cuff, and she has these abilities which they call purple magic or whatever. It's like her magical powers. And so it's like Athea is the world she gets transferred towards, and it's like the break is there, which is like this mist that kills people, that turns them into zombies. They call them break zombies. And this world was created by Tantas, which are these four elder women that with different magical abilities who built this world, have all of a sudden just went crazy, and then this mist starts spreading out it seems to come from their castles. So you come across the first Tanta, and she kind of like kills the only friend you ever had, and which is like a young girl that's like 10 years old. So Frey's like, all right, I'm gonna kill this.
Holy
I'm gonna go
shit.
in there and freaking
That's
murder.
dark.
Yeah, and so like she goes over there and basically the part I'm at, she basically murders this Tanta. Takes her
Yes. Got you too.
power, which I think is like firepower or something like that. And that's where I'm at right now. So like she's trying to get pulled into this whole war about fighting all these Tantas and breaking this continent of this break mist.
So you think as you kill
Before
them,
you
you'll
get
be
home.
getting the attributes of the enemy.
You get their abilities as you go through. What makes it interesting is that it's like a mixture of like a Breath of the Wild and like a Assassin's Creed. So it's like you open up these large fucking areas, kind of like Assassin's Creed, and they'll like give you like these little locations to do like interests. Like the bell tower shows you like the whole area. There's like a cave. There's different things you can fucking do in the game too, like battles and time-based stuff like that to get different gear and level up your magic and shit like that. But you're not locked down like Assassin's Creed where you have to do it based off how far you're in the game. So like once you open up this area, it's like Breath of the Wild. I mean, you can just go and just do what the fuck you want. I think the actual story I probably only put like 4 hours into. I spent like 10 hours just going around this world and just fucking shit around, like just going around,
Finding new places,
doing different quests,
Yeah.
and just exploring different areas. That's probably the most fun I've had in this game. And I'm sitting there, it's like, this game is actually not that bad.
The movement looks great. Like all the clips and what I was watching of you, like the movement, the traversal across like terrain and environments and stuff looks really good.
Yeah, the parkour and all that stuff on there is very well. So I mean, as you go through, level of magic, and you can increase your parkour and your different abilities, and then you can sit there. Now I'm at the point where I'm just flowing in different magic attacks and switching between each of them on the fly. So it's been a lot of fun. Is it $70 worth of fun? Probably not. But I would think it's a
$70
game
worth
that
of
most
fun.
people wouldn't. Yeah.
Brought to you
for
by
like
side
29
sponsor
or less,
GameFly.
Yeah. If it's like 29 or less, I would say go for it. But I mean, I don't know if it's a $70 game. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if I, put my hard-earned $70 into it. So I'll put $70 in Callisto Protocol. That was the best fucking game. But I love me some Callisto Protocol, man. That's good. I'm excited about playing that story DLC. That shit fucking cliffhangers at the end. I'm like, fucking no.
Tell me.
I was like, no, man. The dude I just killed came back to life and starts attacking me again. It just ends. I'm like, fuck. All right, but good, man. Fucking Callisto Protocol is good. I'm still thinking about it. But I mean, yeah, Forspoken is pretty good, man. It's not bad. I'm about halfway through the game, so I'm about the 16-hour mark. It's about halfway. I'm like chapter 7 of 14, I believe. So I'm halfway through the game. So it's probably gonna take me like 30 hours to beat it. So if I want to do everything, probably about 50 is my guess, because that map is pretty fucking huge and there's a lot of shit to do on it. So. It's like the fucking it's a better version of Banjo-Kazooie when trying to complete shit. I don't get a board game at the fucking end.
You think?
But I have to try to figure out how to get
this?
through. But yeah. Oh, wow. But yeah, that's it for me. So I'll hand it off to Brand.
Protocol and Forspoken.
Yeah.
$70 worth of fun.
$140 worth of fun. For the price of $18.95.
Yeah. Call now. Pay separate shipping.
Aside from some Halo with you and some Overwatch 2 with the fam, as usual, the only other thing I really got to play is
Parasite Eve.
Symphony of the Night.
Oh, whoa, Brant's back on his bullshit. All right, we got to get in touch with Mrs. Brant and make sure everything's okay in your world.
I fell off the wagon. So what got me was this Castlevania Requiem.
Join me.
Rondo of Blood / Symphony of the Night together. What pissed me off about it, of course, is that it is the redone version of Symphony of the Night with new voice acting, new localization.
I missed that part because I didn't think I just played in Japanese.
I know.
And I didn't even
I changed it to
notice
Japanese
stuff.
voice acting because I was like, if it's going to be different, it's going to be very different, and I'm
Play it a different way.
That way I can just kind of put my head out of the voice acting altogether.
This is the doesn't have the what is a man bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a man? And they still have the gall to put that as like one of the trophies.
Really?
It's like you take it out of the game, but you have it on the trophy list.
That's insulting.
Yeah.
Or is that brilliant?
It's a troll move.
At some point,
what
I want to stream Symphony of the Night, but I'll stream the actual version, the PS one version,
not the Saturn.
Maybe the Saturn. I don't know. Maybe
you could do the 360 one. I think 360 one is the original, right?
It had slight. I think it had
just
slight
looks weird
changes.
with the filters.
Yeah. Well, even this one, I don't know if it's that weird, because this is technically the game running through that PSP emulator for PS4, but now it's, I'm playing it on PS5, so there would be some weird audio glitches going from like certain rooms to rooms if the you have those hallways where it's silent in Symphony of the Night. Sometimes I'd go in there and you'd still hear music for a second, and then it would abruptly like clip. Whether
What's
than
doing that?
Like walking in and smooth transition, and then the save points. When I'd go in, it'd have like a weird slowdown. I'd go in and I'd go to save, and it would like freeze for a second, and then do the animation. But yeah, it would like hard freeze for a second. I'm just like, the hell,
bizarre.
And it did it every time. So
How bizarre.
But it was one of those where I put it in. I started like over analyzing things, being like, I don't know, that sound effect sounds like it's a little compressed.
It's one of your favorite, if not your favorite game of all time. So
it's up there.
So you have
sure.
the eye and the ear for how it's supposed to play.
And before I knew it, I was in the inverted castle.
Damn.
And then today I finished it. I was just like, fuck it, I'm this far. We're gonna do
Go
it.
to town. And you would still play it again and stream it soon. Ish.
I'd play it again and stream it. Soon ish.
Do you have a copy for PlayStation?
Oh yeah, it's again one of those games that I've bought.
Yeah.
I've bought several times. So because I've got it I bought it on 360.
They gave it to us at 1.2, I think.
Yeah. Bought a copy for Saturn. The import copy, and of course Requiem. I bought that copy when it was on PSP. I bought that. So I've bought it several times. I love that game.
I might have sold Cesar his copy of Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles was the name of it.
Maybe. I got the bastard version on PlayStation 1, the greatest hits.
Yeah, Dracula X Chronicles.
I think mine's the greatest hits.
Mine, actually, the original one. I need to actually, this is a little plastic case for it. Aftermarket case, but it is a black label.
Yeah. You need the manual, Brent.
Oh yeah, I've already been eyeing. There's people that make really nice reproduction stuff. If I can't find
that would be worth it, especially for the cost difference.
Yeah,
those repro manuals and stuff like that, they do a really good job with these days.
Oh yeah, the one that I saw, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So they did a really, really good job. So
I paid
And
$10
other than that,
for
I'm
my
still-
copy back in the day. Got it moved to my store from Fayetteville and bought it $10.
My copy was gifted to me from a previous employment. Like, hey, we don't sell these anymore. You can just take this.
Ooh, the best
that
kind.
copy on my shelf I found in my garage. One of my sister's friends left a small, very small CD case. I still have that CD case over there because it's like a black
They don't
and
watch
white
the show,
CD
right?
case.
They're not gonna come for
It's
your
got a
copy.
swirl.
Okay.
No,
All right.
no.
Brent's like, it's fine. They're dead now. They're not coming for
Damn.
it.
Oh
Dead
gosh.
to me. Not dead in real life. Jesus.
But I don't even know who it was. But I mean that had Need for Speed in it. It had Tomb Raider 2 and a couple other
Tomb Raider
games.
2 is great.
Twisted Metal 2.
Somebody's
as
out there
well
doing
as-
this to the podcast. They know.
as well as Symphony of the Night. So I got very blessed by that.
Very cool. All right, Brant's back on his bullshit. Brant, blink twice if you need help.
And other than that, I'm still thoroughly enjoying and also recommending watch The Last of Us on HBO.
Brant, I'm not watching shit until all the episodes are out. I don't want to do that shit.
That's on my. I need to play the game before watching the show, right? But then, like, the missus could watch the show with me. Or is it different enough to watch on its own?
It's different.
It's different
Really?
enough. It really is.
Mhm.
Yeah, because there's stuff that they kind of throw in there and add in there to kind of like add to a character and.
I got a decent amount into the game. I bet I could watch a couple episodes at least to get. If it follows the game chronologically, I bet I could watch a couple and catch up with.
It does. And there is stuff that's like changed around or different enough to where if you go back and play the game, you're going to be like, oh, well, that wasn't in the show. Okay.
Like a creative freedom of sorts.
Yeah.
But it's well
they're
done.
only-
I'm seeing universal praise for that too.
Yeah, I haven't gotten fully caught up yet because they're on episode 3, and episode 3, they meet the that other character with Frank, I think it was his name.
Did I get that far? I saw one of the first early characters sacrifice themselves so you could get away. Then I went into like an underground subway area with a scuba mask or something.
It's close.
And that's as far as I got, I believe.
You never met like another dude. You never.
I don't think so.
Were you ever upside down? That's all I got to ask.
I don't think so. That doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. No. Okay. Then I will say no more. That part of the game is freaking amazing. I love
Good
that.
game design.
It's frustrating and amazing. But yeah, it's pretty good. I think, I mean, I don't know if you want to wait till all the episodes are out like Cesar does. I don't know how long it's going to be because they've already talked about how season 2 is just going to be based on the second game.
Oh wow!
So
they're going to get a full season out of the first title.
the first game, yeah.
And then we're gonna remake it the second game.
Yeah, they still haven't put out a full PS5 port for
You think that's one of the things they're working on?
part 2. That, for sure.
I think that's why we're getting Horizon remake because that Horizon TV show is coming on Amazon Prime. So
Oh gosh, and then they have a God of War TV show, and
I was reading, I didn't add it to news. Brand had enough stuff in there for us, but I was seeing that Amazon really wants to lean into Tomb Raider. They want to make that like an MCU style connected movies and media and like it's 1996 again, I guess, but we never really got anything outside of the games.
I mean, until they make Angel of Darkness into a movie, absolutely not.
All I see is like that Laura figure like jumping across this room with that stupid outstretched. Yes, every time. Every time. I looked at my copy the other day because I was scoping out. I think there's 2 Wii titles, 2 Tomb Raider Wii titles, and I didn't have either one. And as I was looking through my collection, I've got like a Blockbuster copy of Angel of Darkness. Like it's got the sticker on the inside of it and no manual and like the big black chunky case that you would get from Blockbuster. And it's not looked on fondly, but then I read a thing and somebody's like, this is one of the underrated games in the Tomb Raider franchise. I'm like,
Somebody's just trying to pull you in there with them. Like, yeah, I got that.
I was like, no, I don't think that is the opinion of anyone. Brant mentioned Tomb Raider 2 earlier. That's one of my oldest child's favorite games. They just run around the mansion just constantly and running from the farting butler. Yeah.
I mean, you should get that power wash thing and let them play that because I think that's all you do.
Yeah, you go around the mansion and do that. That's pretty good DLC for that power wash simulator.
Yeah.
Is that Steam Deck compatible?
I believe it is.
Brant, I'm close to Steam Deck.
Really?
I redeemed. So when I first got my gaming PC, this one that Cesar just killed his and had to replace it, I signed up for the.
I mean, it's not like I did it on purpose. Get out of here. I'll put that on.
Take that how you will. Don't. If you're upset, that's it.
I'm over here. I'm over here with water. Oh.
And as you're offering to give me the parts from it, just in case something happens in mine. But I subscribed to the Humble. They called it Humble Choice or something like that monthly. It's like a PlayStation Plus type thing. It's like $12 a month, and you get to pick from 10 games and all that sort of thing. And I stayed on that plan all the way through. And I literally I would see the emails and all that, and and the PayPal receipts, and I just left it alone. Like I didn't have time to go in there and redeem it. So this Sunday, I meant to mention this in Games Play because I spent a good 5 hours doing this. I went through and redeemed. Was it 20 months, 24, 26 months of Humble Bundle codes on Steam.
Gosh.
And Steam has a thing where if you authenticate a bunch of codes within a certain time period, they lock your account for like 45 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
So I would do this mass list. I would pick out all the games I wanted, and I would do this mass list, and then I would get to a point where it's like, Steam can't redeem this code. You've used too many. And I'm like, I'll just wait 45 minutes. And I would look at the time and see what it was. And then I would try to redeem that code again 45 minutes later and see if it would let me in. But my Steam library went from like 521 games to 897 or something like that is what I went through. And it's like, and as I'm looking at the Steam Deck, it's like, when have I ever bought a platform that automatically had... And it's like half of my game, so it's 400 something titles I think that are Steam Deck verified, and then most of the other ones actually are playable. Like Master Chief Collection is not considered verified, but if you look at it, it's like it's playable on Steam Deck, and Steam shows you on each title's page whether it's been actually verified for Steam Deck use or it's just one of those like you might have to make some changes. We don't know. But we all know in the case of Halo, Halo Master Chief Collection specifically, it's that anti-cheat thing. So you're fine playing single-player campaigns, but they don't want to verify the full title that you can have full access to multiplayer and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I saw the eye roll. So as I'm looking at it, I'm like, Steam Deck looks pretty good. Like I've never bought a platform that I had this many titles for already. Outside of maybe the Wii U, but I don't think I had that many Wii games at that point because Wii games were still pretty popular and expensive. But I keep looking at it. It's one of those. We all get that way with tech. We're like, I gotta have it. I gotta throw some stuff at it and see what it does.
You'll jump once you get a good deal. That's the thing. Once you get a good deal, it's not like you. I mean, if you would have bought one, you would have bought one. You're just waiting to get a good deal. So if you get a good deal, you'll jump. If you don't, you won't.
As I mentioned before, I don't pay full price for anything, so it's like that. It's that thing in the back of my mind. But I'm almost to the point because I found out you could pay with PayPal credit, and I'm like, I'll just go ahead and get it. And part of me says I was like, you can buy my one. I upgrade if they announce a new one. So part of that is like hanging in the back of my mind and.
I put a lot of hours into mine, so I will continue to stay in that ecosystem. So,
and they've said I'm already deep in the ecosystem, and then there's so many articles for some. I don't know if Steam Deck pushed this out or what happened, but all of a sudden, like The Verge and people on Twitter were talking about the Steam Deck, and there were all these articles about how great it is versus when it first came out. Like this was an early access console, And now people are like, oh yeah, you want to play some GameCube games? Come on for this. And this is the best.
Yeah, it's good.
The Verge article specifically was like, Nintendo won't give you Metroid Prime trilogy, but here's how you do it, because this is the best way to play this game in the year of our Lord 2023. Just follow these steps. And I'm like, God damn it, I would just sit in bed and play that. Because portability is kind of like my barrier, and I want to play through Half-Life, and I've just got all these other games. It's like, man, I could probably...
Black Mesa's also playable.
Black Mesa, yep. And then Cesar has showed me his like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, get this thing out of my face. I want this shit. You can't do this. It's like we went to that Vita event before the Vita came out.
I put a lot of hours in it.
I had zero interest in the Vita. I was happy with my PSP. What was out then? Also the DS.
I think so. I think you were like, nah. I'll stick with Nintendo.
That and like I have a million PSP games. I'm good. They're not gonna outdo the PSP.
You were using a PSP for multimedia aspects versus gaming at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
mostly for movies.
Cesar drug us to this thing downtown. They had taken a strip center, like a closed strip center, and they made this like this Vita extraordinaire. Vita Social Club. And you could...
I think I saw the email somewhere.
Oh, it was so... Ray Gutierrez was there from the PlayStation blog. Brand, have I told this story? Or you were like, oh God, I'm tired of this. So Cesar was like, let's go. And friend of the show, Russell, was in college at the time. And he got one of his... he was a groomsman in the wedding. Oh, this is a good story. So he gets him to come with him. So the 4 of us are at this Vita Hill Social Club thing. They give us t-shirts with the Vita on it. And you're just like, you're roped up into the hype. And then we go into this, it's a long, like, strip center, like, an outlet strip center. So, like, a local GameStop store that would be next to a Target or a Walmart or something like that. It's that same type setup. But it's just, Uncharted 3 was coming out, and they were pushing that 3D, that monitor there. They're starting to push that 3D thing. And they've got Vita demo units set up. So they got, like, Little Deviants and Uncharted Golden Abyss. And what is it, FIFA or something? One of the other launch titles. They were showing Sony stuff. What was the other Sony game? Wipeout. They had fucking Wipeout at this thing. And then they had like PS3s with that 3D thing with Uncharted 3 playing in it with their, their Sony glasses and all that. They gave us the Vita coconut water, like the Vita. Yeah. They had that stuff. And it just, man, it was this extravaganza. And honestly, this oh God, this is going to be bad. This is a gamer folly that I'm admitting. Little Deviants, I was like, this is the shit. You can hit the back of the thing and make the ball jump. And Little Deviants was great. That was such a great demonstration of what that could do. But of course, you see Uncharted on that OLED, and it's a full portable Uncharted game at the time. And Wipeout, those 2 PSP Wipeout games, Pure and...
2048.
Was it 2048? 2048 was the Vita one. What was the PSP
maybe
one?
That was the expansion one. Yeah.
Pure and Pulse. Wasn't that one called Pulse?
Yep. I think it is Pulse. Yeah.
Those Wipeout PSP games are awesome. And then when you all of a sudden you had this new hardware, PlayStation hardware, launching with a Wipeout game, and it's like, oh God, this is so good. I think they showed off Hot Shots there too. Didn't we play Hot Shots? Yeah, that was it. I was done. This was the best marketing thing ever. I'm pretty sure everybody left that thing pre-ordering. Russell,
I remember you cursing my name because you're like, I wasn't planning on buying.
Yeah, I was upset. I was upset.
$2.99.
I was upset. That was the year. I want to say that was the year I got married. So there wasn't like this abundance of cash inflow. And I was like, man, I had zero interest in this thing, and all of a sudden I got one pre-ordered at Target, and that's back when Target did the buy 2 get ones on launch day. So I got Wipeout, Hot Shots, and Little Deviants were my 3 titles that I got. Oh, long live the Vita. It's gone too soon. I would buy a successor right now. That same amount of money for a PlayStation VR 2, if it was a new Sony handheld. Remote play, new titles, I don't know. I'm plopping down that money on a new Sony handheld. I love the PSP and the Vita so much. They really kicked ass with those 2 platforms. Whew, I went on a Vita soapbox. We ready? We ready to get out of here?
Yes.
Oh, I did forget.
Brant's like, no, we're not getting out of here.
Oh,
yeah, tell us about it.
I went ahead and booted it up on both systems and played Damn on both just to compare and
Damn
contrast.
what? Like a damn good level?
Yes. So, pros and cons. I mean, they're both the original N64 game. The one on Xbox is definitely the superior feeling version
Because the
as far as
controls are
go.
mapped to a modern type style,
Yes.
right?
And it just works. I even played some multiplayer with my son on the three.
Not online.
No, not online. He loved it. It was
Y'all
just like
played,
booting it
yeah.
up on the
This is not his first
N64,
rodeo on that.
so-
Was he
Oh, yeah.
screen watching? My brother was a
I think
screen
you know.
watching.
Yeah,
I hope he's watching, because damn, he would watch that damn screen.
He would watch the fuck out of that
Yep,
screen.
I would stop sometimes, like, motherfucker, you see I'm coming around the corner, like, don't even play.
Yeah.
You were waiting for me to come around the corner. Then he's like, how would you know? How would you know? You're watching me come around the corner. You stopped.
Yeah, he put that shit on you. Yeah.
It was back
put
and
that
forth.
shit on
It was
you.
back and forth. And then that's why Halo was such a revelation, because we got within like 3 or 4 months we had 2 Xboxes and 2 copies of Halo, and then we were able to LAN them, and it was like you are
Sit in
we had a
different
Jack and
rooms.
Jill
Yep.
bathroom. It's like, you are way over there. If you kill me, it is because I have fucked up or I have not seen you first. So there was some honesty in like the yeah. I still feel like it has a little bit of that.
But that Switch version, the controls are just
So
are
does it-
trash.
I see
They-
people
they
talking
really
about
are.
this, and they say remap it to
The,
blank.
the Xbox One is way better. I've noticed that when I play both, because I was like, it was such a fucking nightmare to play the
And
Switch
Perfect
one.
Dark,
And
Perfect Dark on 360 or 360 Xbox One, that same one. It plays so well. It's such
So-
a modern controls game.
So the top triggers on your Switch controller, the top buttons. So ZL and or
L2
just
and
L and
R2 or L1 and
Those are-
R1. Let's keep it what it's supposed to be.
the original L and L and
the
R
thin
at the
ones.
top. They yes, they both will zoom in for you, but only ZL you can fire with. You can't fire with the right
Why?
trigger. It won't. That button does nothing.
How long
many
have
times I
first-person
tapped it.
shooters been shoot with R2?
I know.
Since
I know.
What,
I
Halo?
know.
It's Halo, right? That set the precedent.
So not only that, the left stick is kind of like strafing, or you can walk. The right stick is looking, but of course it's inverted.
This is like playing.
So that
Medal of
messes
Honor
you
on
up,
PS1.
too.
This is like going back to that first Medal of Honor setup.
And it's weird. I mean, Nintendo could have taken the time and mapped it right. Apparently, the fixes are either you have that Nintendo Online N64
Which I do.
That's what I had to
controller.
end up using to make it more playable for
I
me.
do have that, but I realize that's not like an easy. You can't just go out and buy that.
Yeah. I wanted to try the Tribute 64 that I have and see if, because it will pair to Nintendo Switch, and see if that is better as well, because that also only has the one stick on it.
They
and
made a
everything.
Bluetooth version of that or wireless
But,
version of that for the. Because I have the corded ones.
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, this one. You have the same one, don't you, Cesar?
Please,
Give me 2 seconds.
Please let me
This,
know how this works on this. I need to know.
It works very well. Yeah, that's the same one I got. Yeah, it works very, very well.
And you can use that for Nintendo Switch Online games?
It's Bluetooth, USB, so you can use it on
Anything that's... Oh.
anything. Yeah,
Is that Amazon?
I think I bought mine on Amazon because that's what I bought before they announced the official Nintendo controllers, and that's what I was using.
I might have to get one of these ASAP.
Yeah, these things are awesome.
And you played with that?
I have not. I need to plug that dongle.
Let me
into
know
the Switch
very soon.
and see. Because the only other way is there are literal like tutorials or diagrams you can look up online. You basically have to go through and get a controller and just
It shouldn't come to
map
that.
it
That's
and
one of
keep
my
that
that's one of
one
my complaints with
profile
these.
to
You shouldn't
that
have to do
controller.
that. In the year of our Lord 2023, and you're giving us a game like this, you have to have optimized that as part of that. You have to have optimized your input device. You can't let this be a forum thing.
No, Nintendo did the minimum. Nintendo did the minimum. And they expect you to just clap and be happy that you have what you have, even though you don't technically have it.
Don't go online and get it in other methods.
No.
Oh wait, so there's a USB version
And
for
you can't
20. The wireless one's
buy it.
45. The corded one is 20.
Huh.
Yeah, when I bought mine, I don't think there was a quarter one available. So,
Do I gamble? Catch everybody up next week.
I mean, the controller's good, man. I haven't played it on GoldenEye, but I've used that controller for Mario 64, and it worked on the that collection.
I love
Yeah, I remember.
my
using it
corded.
for that.
This is Retrobit Tribute 64. I love my corded ones for the actual 64. I'm assuming the USB ones are just as solid, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just you just got to deal with the cable. That's the only difference. I don't see. I mean, you might. It's a cable, so you're probably gonna get less of a latency. So it's probably gonna be better. You just have to deal with a cable. But I mean, you already do that, so I don't think it really matters, right? I mean, you're dealing with cables 24/7, so it doesn't really matter to you. So
Floor spaghetti.
Floor spaghetti. Just add more
Add it to it.
noodles. You're right. Oh, I'm gonna get one of these. Damn you. $20. I'm buying one.
Yeah, that's that's it. That's it for me. I know.
Costing me money.
Part of me. I'm constantly thinking about buying more of these and just having four for my
The
N64.
corded ones, the ones for the actual console. Well, that one comes with the console and the USB one, right? Does that come with both adapters?
Yeah.
So you can play
it's
on
got both
actual
adapters.
original hardware, or you can do the on.
mm-hmm.
I'll go with one of these and see what I get, and then I may do the other ones. $20. You can't beat that, man. Damn you guys.
Nope. Just join us.
Damn you guys. I'll report back next week.
I'll guilt you into that, man. But you're over here trying to blame me. He's like, damn, you trying to get a Steam Deck? I never said that.
How much are those? I'm about to get one now. Let's go. All right, is that it for us? We're about to get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.